Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, and we're reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 4. We have been here over a month, and we're just getting started on the honeymoons. See, here's the thing. Married at First Sight producers, y'all want drama, y'all want to keep us intrigued. I have a suggestion, and if this gets adopted, I need a credit. I feel like, wouldn't it be interesting, y'all hear me out, y'all the public, not the producers, wouldn't it be interesting if they had a mixer of the semifinalists and basically like your partner has already been chosen, right? But maybe like the day before, like at the bachelorette situation, it's a mixer of all the semifinalists and everybody gets to vibe, see who they connect with and all this stuff. And you get to pick, this is a lot, you get to pick if you want to stick with who your partner is, even though you don't know who they are yet, because it's still Married at First Sight, or twist for somebody else. Because then if you meet each other like at the altar, it's like, oh my gosh, we had already picked each other, right? But then if you don't, and you see somebody else, there's always this thing in the back of your head, like, how's that person doing? What's that person up to? So to kind of see the battle of, can I make it work with this person? Or is there better potential with another person? Because clearly sometimes the matching ain't really matching. So it'd be cool to see if the people actually had some kind of say in the person they would pick. I don't know, just a suggestion. This video probably won't go anywhere. So, but if it does, I need a producer credit, just saying. Before I get into the review, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and let's break it down. I don't know who to start with. Maybe let's start with Brett and Ryan, because honestly, they're kind of boring to me. So we'll just start with them. So they say they're comfortable with each other, but I'm not seeing it. And I know it has to do with editing, because editing loves to keep in the pauses and the awkward silences. However, I just don't feel comfortability even with the way they interact with each other. So they'll be talking and they'll be looking in each other's eyes, but I'm not sensing like ease. I'm kind of sensing anxiousness. And it reminds me of back at the altar when Ryan was very fidgety and jittery, and it's manifesting in quietness now. There was a moment where he was talking to the family and they said, oh, do you have any questions about Brett? No, he has no questions, no intentions, no expectations, nothing at all. It also kind of bothers me that he constantly brings up an association between redheads and beauty. Like, what does the two have to do with each other? I'm not making any insinuations about his appearance. I'm just saying, who are you? Yuling. I'm just saying, who are you to have these like stipulations on, well, you're either beautiful or you're not. Like, let it go. Let it go. His family even says the people that he used to date were like potatoes. They were just like props to him. And I'm like, oh gosh, not you looking all disheveled, having your own stipulations on. She must look a certain way. And don't put that on her. That is the you insecurity. Don't project. His shallow nature also comes up again when Brett is talking about her fear of flying. And when they land at the honeymoons, he's talking about how if they were dating, this would be a deal breaker. I mean, how bad is it? Like, is she creating a scene? Is she on the no-fly list? Like, it can't be that bad for you to say, oh, if I was dating her, I'd never see her again. If this isn't going to work out, it has to do with him and his small-mindedness when it comes to dating and relationships, or maybe her anxiousness on certain things like the ranching and other little things that have come up. I feel like they're little, though. If I was honestly to put the blame on why the relationship isn't quite working, it would more so fall on him at this point. I'm going to move on to Gil and Mirla. They started bonding over the loss of their fathers and the commonalities between the stories. And even with those moments, even with like, I thought they were really breaking down walls. He was trying to like create some intimacy by saying, you don't want like a foot massage? And she was like, no. Well, damn, you ain't got to say no like that. I feel like she's I get the reservations, 100% I get it, but actively building walls is not helping, you know? And I feel like there's another way to have said, oh no, like I'm okay, but thank you, that's so considerate of you. That would have been a better response. You're still saying no, but it's still not a complete shut out situation. You know what I mean? Gil says money doesn't motivate him, but it obviously motivates Mirla. But her family was shedding light on the fact that, yes, it might motivate her and yes, it might drive her, but she is fiscally responsible enough to save enough to keep her lifestyle sustainable. It's not some person who just splurges and then finds themselves in a hole, right? Near the end of the episode, she's out here complaining about Fleur de Key, how it's cheap, how it's blah, 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 all this stuff. And, you know, he basically says she's high maintenance. And before this episode, I would have agreed with him. But now it's kind of giving, if you broke, just say that, you know, because she says she's easy to please. And he's like, huh? And at first I was also like, huh? But wanting the grander things in life does not make you hard to please. You know what I mean? Like she just wants things at a higher bracket, but that's not actually just being difficult, especially when she's able to accomplish these things on her own. She's like, yeah, I'm easy to please. Like, get me a Fendi bag and I'm chilling. Here I am saying Fendi. I don't even know if Fendi is like that high quality. I don't know. I've never touched a name brand thing in my life. But I kind of understand her. Like, if you get her something that's upscale, most likely it would appease her. But this place kind of looks like kind of dingy. That's why it seems like she's high maintenance, but she's really like, me, myself, without production, could get something better than this. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Because she's so rigid, you want to say that she's high maintenance, but realistically, she's just in a higher tax bracket, and that's okay. His family says that, no, was it his family? Yeah, his family said that she's passionate. He is passionate and loyal. The only thing he does not like is when words don't match with actions. Mirla has already admitted she's moody, throws tantrums, like, She shared the whole tantrum thing with him, but I'm thinking to myself, like, the moody thing, how much of it is just you? You know what I mean? How much of it is you just kind of being a brat? And also like, okay, circumstances are making you moody. I'm kind of seeing this whole, if things aren't perfect, she has a tendency of acting out. This is soon in the season, so I could be jumping the gun, but this is the perception that I'm getting. And I'm thinking it could definitely start to rub him the wrong way, especially when some moods are in your, what's the word? They're in your capabilities of changing. You know what I mean? Like if you know something's going to piss you off, do something to actively counteract that so that you don't have a bad day. Of course, not everything is preventable, but moody is not an excuse sometimes. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that is going to play out. Okay, who else do we have here? Let's go to Bao. I really would have thought that the history between Bao and Johnny would have been to her benefit. Because she's recluse and all that, having a history is beneficial for her, but it seems to not even matter. And I'm like, girl, you used to like him and it don't even look like it at all. This is why he didn't know you used to like him, because we don't see it. None of it at all. Her people says that she requires a lot of patience, which is fine, but I wonder at what point is she going to meet him in the middle? It seems like she's used to, I don't know, people kind of doting after her. And it's like in a marriage, it's not always that. You need to, help him get there. Like meet him in the middle, not always him waiting on you. I don't mean physically waiting as in time, but like waiting hand and foot, like as in service. So yeah, I hope that she's able to find a balance between, him putting in the work to gain the trust and gain the comfortability, but also her giving him the platform to be able to do so. I noticed that she doesn't really laugh at his family's jokes, and I didn't expect his family to be so like cheeky because of tradition. I thought they would have been a little bit more rigid, but in comparison to Bao, they don't seem rigid at all. And it's interesting too, the juxtaposition between Johnny's father and Johnny's aunt and mother and stuff. Like, they seem a lot more accepting, accommodating, and you can definitely see those characteristics in Johnny himself. He's being so tender, so sensitive. I'm like, oh, like I said in the last video, if this doesn't work out, you are looking like an amazing bachelor. At the honeymoon, she's initially not open to sharing a bed with him, and her excuse is, oh, I don't want to be the reason why you lose out on sleep. And I'm like, girl, that's life, okay? Life. Get over that. Because she is the type to be a slow burner, I feel like even if they had the little barrier, even if she's talking about, oh, where's your body pillow and all these jokes, like, at least do the whole sleeping in the same bed thing. It will over time build intimacy. She might not realize it right now in this stage, but it actually does help with like building intimacy. Here I am talking on this woman as if she don't know that. She probably does know that. So yes. He brings up sexual desires and she's like, oh, I'll know if I want to go there by the way you kiss me. Yeah, okay. He is like, listen, basic vanilla sex, don't like butt stuff, don't like bondage, I like this and that. I'm like, okay, Johnny, he's holding nothing back, but still also being respectful. He's just looking like a great guy. He's in touch with his emotions. He's funny. He's a guy's guy, but is also tender with his woman. Wow, good pick. I'm going to go on to Michaela and this guy, what's his name, Zack? Michaela shared that she got married so she can stop being passive. And Zack says that he has a similar characteristic. I'm like, you're getting married for character development? Okay. She also says, she can be jealous, but is more so possessive. He said it's a turn on, so I mean, okay. I do like how well they mesh into each other's family. It is so seamless. Oh, it's so nice to see. They advise Zack, Michaela's family advises Zack to join her in her passion for things. The last thing you want is somebody to be a Debbie Downer when you're trying to be joyful about something. What else? Oh, they also warned him that she has little sister syndrome. I too have little sister syndrome, and we tend to be brats. Me personally, it's not to the extent of having a nickname like Hurricane E, but Hurricane K, it might be a result of that. I feel like she's been given a lot and doesn't really know how to not have things go her way, even in the way that they were saying, like when she argues, like she doesn't want like separation, she wants to like resolve things right now. But if you're getting heated the way that the preview is suggesting, just saying. Michaela says to the family that she doesn't have good conflict resolution skills, which makes sense. She claims though that she doesn't name call, which might be true, but also that she doesn't shout and bang things. Okay, we'll just take your word for that for now. Near the end of the episode, they consummated the marriage, which is great. Nobody is surprised by this at all. They were definitely smitten with each other. The infatuation is palpable. Palpable? I think palpable is the word that I'm looking for. It looks like he might have the vid though. So, in the honeymoon, the vid, yikes. It's just yikes all around when you think about them in the future. I just hope, again, because of this Hurricane K situation, it's easy for me to kind of diminish Zach's pitfalls and say that maybe the relationship would be on a downhill spiral because of her. I hope that's not the case. I hope that they're actually able to meet in the middle with each other, because they look like they have so much potential. The families love each other. They're really into each other. They fit so well into each other's life that I hope they can find some common ground in the future. Whew, last but not least, child, 17 minutes in and I'm sweating, bro. Is this even focused on? Oh my gosh, you guys, this thing was not focused on me the entire time. Well, wow. Okay, Rachel's insecurities are starting to show. This girl was talking about, she was kind of talking bad about her body. And I'm like, you put in work in quarantine. Your body is banging. What, girl? Come on. She's afraid of taking off her makeup. I'm like, oh, baby girl, who hurt you? Where are they at? Do we need to run up on them? Because it's not okay. Like, I understand insecurities are natural for people, but like, she's genuinely beautiful. Like, how do you not see that you are beautiful? My heart. They're one of the more affectionate couples, which is good. However, they are the ones with the most insecurities. He talked about being shorter and, well, I don't think he's actually shorter than her, but he had a fear of being shorter, his big nose and all this stuff. Even when he was taking off his shirt, the night of the wedding, he was like, well, I don't know what I got under here, I'm just like, sir, you look fine. There's one thing that he said that is a little concerning for me. I don't know if it's a big deal for anybody else, but he said something to the effect of consenting to sex with his wife would be the masculine thing to do. And I feel like here's another example of him needing his masculinity to be validated. The problem with that is, say something happens, anything happens where, it's an off day or maybe an off week, an off month. It can happen sometimes in marriage where, sexual activity is hindered. They both run the risk of feeling unwanted, unloved, unappreciated, all that stuff that comes with feeling whatever. And, they might start to question the connection that they have for each other because they seek validation in those words of affirmation. You know what I mean? And I don't know, like with him being like, everything has to kind of like be perfect and all this stuff. And with her saying, if this relationship doesn't work out, it might actually break her. I'm scared. I don't know about you, but I'm scared. So Jose's family lets Rachel know that he's punctual and fiscally responsible. She says that's something that she needs work in, so that's great. They can complement each other there, hopefully, who knows. Rachel's family is letting Jose know that he can't ask too many questions and he has to be really sweet with her or she will explode. They also talked about like when she's frustrated, she like makes mental notes and stuff instead of actually addressing the problem. And she did counteract that and saying, no, like I've become a lot more communicative when it comes to my feelings and we're able to nip things in the bud in the moment. I don't fully believe it yet, just with the way that she talks. The way that she talks, it just feels like she's the type to still be holding things in. With him being so boisterous, maybe that'll bring out her voice as well. It could also just shut her down completely, to be honest. But yeah, this potential of exploding is something that, listen, as adults, we can't do that no more. Okay, we can't throw tantrums. We can't. Those days are gone. You know what I mean? So I hope that she is as communicative as she's saying she's grown to be. Yeah, this relationship needs a lot of intervention. And I don't know what these drop-ins by all them people, the experts, how like infrequent they are. Y'all need to change it up for this season, especially with these two. You might need to really intervene a lot. The next episode, it seems like it's heavy on the lack of, what did I say? Intimacy? What did I say? Yeah, next week's episode seems like it's heavy on the lack of intimacy between the couples. So yeah, honeymoons, man, they're not starting very strong. They are not. starting strong. But when the season started, I thought for sure this is gonna be great, sweet butterflies and rainbows. Not this time around. You know, we're so used to like the drama of like Jamie and whatever. Oh, he's so ugly. Well, she didn't say ugly, but you know what I mean? And then you have Chris talking about, oh, by the way, my ex is pregnant. I don't find you attractive, you know? So we think like when something kind of presents itself as cute, it's like, wow, this is going to be a great season. No, it's coming with its own problems. So as we get into it, stick around with me. Let's chat it up in the comments. Until then, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.